Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I would like to walk you through the entire lease buyout process and point out the things you'd better know ahead. I will also list out all the fees you need to pay to buy out the car you've been leasing. Before we dive into this, I just want to remind you that you do have 3 options once your car leases up. First, you can trade it in for another lease and start the whole leasing process all over again. Now, obviously, this is what the dealers want from you. Your second option is to return the car and just walk away. And your last option, which is also today's topic, is to purchase the car you've been leasing. For both option 1 and 2, before you return your car to the dealership, it needs to undergo a lease inspection. If there's damage or excess wear and use on the car, you will be charged extra fees. The harsh reality is that it is unlikely for dealers to just let you walk away without paying anything. Anyways, let's dive into option 3, lease buyout. First, let me go through all the fees you need to pay. Residual value of vehicle indicated in your lease agreement plus tax. The actual value of your vehicle at the end of the lease might be higher or lower than this indicated number decided at the beginning of your lease. Considering the global chip shortage condition at the moment, if your lease ends now, then the actual value is probably higher unless your mileage is insanely high. So buying is definitely a smart idea. In terms of payment method, you can pay the residual amount all at once, either in cash or with a bank draft, but you can also apply for a lease buyout loan to finance your future transactions. The dealer might be able to arrange something for you, but I think you should still shop around a bit to find the best rate and term, especially given the current market condition. Secondly, you have to pay the purchase option fee indicated in your lease agreement plus tax. This fee is usually a few $100s paid to your dealer for you to exercise your buyout option. Honestly, to me, I think this is just a fee for the dealers to rip us off. But unfortunately, we customers are powerless. We just have to pay whatever they ask. Lastly, you need to pay a group of fees to transfer the ownership of the vehicle. Safety. So this is an inspection to prove that your car is safe to be driven. My dealer asked for $240, but I did it elsewhere for $120. And I also ended up polishing my brake disc and changing my brake pads. So in total, I paid $420 plus tax. But if I were to do the safety with my dealer, I might end up paying way more. They might ask me to change my tires even, because that happened to one of my friends, which is totally ridiculous. He didn't drive much in the past 4 years due to COVID. Anyways, dealers' profit margin is insane, and I really wouldn't trust them. You also need to pay a license fee to your dealer for them to change the name from the company's name, for example, Toyota, to your name on the vehicle ownership. The vehicle ownership is the vehicle portion of your ownership permit that's circled in this picture. So this whole thing is called the ownership permit, and it has 2 portions, the vehicle portion on the left and the license plate portion on the right. Here we're only concerned about the left portion. So your dealer will give you a new one with your name on the highlighted part, and the right side, basically the license plate portion, will be empty. So later you bring this to Service Ontario. Caveat here, so unfortunately you won't be able to drive this vehicle once your dealer proceed on this one until you go to Service Ontario to patch the vehicle portion and the plate portion of your ownership permit together. This is critical. I was caught off guard because I didn't know this and I don't have an actual car at home. Lastly, you pay $32 to Service Ontario for them to patch the 2 portions together. And you have to present your safety, your updated vehicle ownership permit from the dealer, your old ownership permit, your insurance slip, and your driver's license. And once you've done this, you'll be good to go. That's conclude all the fees you have to pay. Once you understand all the fees, The steps are straightforward. First, you go to your dealer to confirm your outstanding balance. Second, you get your safety done. You can either book it with your dealer or book it elsewhere. Next, you go back to your dealer with your safety and discuss about your financial options. And then you sort out your finances. You can either pay with bank draft, cash, or get a loan. The fifth step is to go back to your dealer with your bank draft or loan contract and then let them process your vehicle ownership permit. Lastly, you go to Service Ontario with your safety from step 2, updated vehicle ownership permit from your dealer from step 5, your original ownership permit because they need the information on your plate portion, and then your insurance slip because policy number is needed, and also your Ontario driver's license. So yeah, that concludes all the steps. Pretty easy to follow along, right? But here are a few things to note. Steps 3 to 6 can be done on the same day if you've decided to pay the residual value of your car in a lump sum. But definitely go to your dealer early on the day so that you can get your updated vehicle ownership permit on the same day. It takes time for your dealer to process step 5. It's done by some specific people at the dealership. The benefit of doing that is you won't run into the issue of not being able to drive your car like I mentioned earlier. I went to my dealer really late in the day and then they wasn't able to process my vehicle permit at that time. So I was not able to drive my vehicle on the next day until I went to Service Ontario to get the 2 permits patched together. The main problem here is that you don't know when the dealer will start updating the name on your vehicle permit on the next day. It could be 9 a.m., could be 12. Hopefully you go there at 2 p.m. and then they will have it ready. But if you go there early on the day, it's more likely for them to process yours first and also give you a concrete estimate of how long that might take. And once they get it done, you bring it to Service Ontario right after. But if you do have another vehicle at home, then you don't have to worry about this. The order of 3 and 4 can be switched, and 3 and 5 can be combined to one visit to your dealer if you're clear about which financial option you will go with. Be cautious at step 3. If you're not exactly sure how you want to purchase your vehicle, please make sure that your dealer doesn't process your vehicle ownership permit at this point. It might take a day or 2 or even longer for you to sort out your financial issue. Again, once they start processing your vehicle ownership permit, you won't be able to drive your vehicle. As you can see from the steps here, unfortunately, you do have to visit your dealer at least twice. Because at step 1, the dealer won't introduce a financial representative to you. You only get to talk to a salesperson. At this point, they will be trying to sell you another vehicle. That's why. At step 3, once you get your safety done, that's the time they introduce you to a financial service manager to proceed on the further steps. So yeah, this concludes my video for today. If you find it helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and bye.